Drastic changes are coming. Growth follows destruction. So this is the infamous Tower card in Tarot. It's card number 16. And you can see a tower there. Things look like, what? They're on fire. Fire coming out of the tower. People falling from the tower. I think about 9/11 whenever I see this. This, of course, is the Rider-Waite. And I used to be very fearful of this card when I first started to watch card readers. But my friend Julie, she reads. She said, she's actually my mentor. She said that this is not the scariest card in the deck because a lot of the times when there's chaos, upheaval, destruction, you have an opportunity to rebuild. So she says, don't be afraid when this card comes up, okay? Most of the time, these cards are just warnings anyways, all right? So this is a gift from Julie, Gourmet Tarot. For the tower, they have a stack of hamburgers, like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. You know, as a kid growing up in Belize, we didn't used to get hamburgers. I used to see hamburgers in the Archie comics. And I used to say, oh my God, it looks so good. And Jughead? Jughead used to eat so much of it. See, there's this kind of leaning. For my deck, I did a 3-tiered cake. But the cake is so pretty and happy looking that the card doesn't look scary at all. So then for the Gilded Tarot Royale, let me cover it up because this dude is bare. His bottom is bare. See? Pretty cool. I had to redo this segment of the taping today because I had the camera at a different angle there with the lights right on me and the camera that far back. Whenever I held up the card, it got outside of the lighted area or the lit area and the cards got dark. So I'm redoing this part, but stay tuned for the end of this video because I did a reading today. And I did not redo that. If the cards are dark, they're dark, okay? I didn't edit it yet. So the tower from my cheap Temu deck, my little $3 deck, it says Mars on Fire. It's the same as the Rider-Waite, but the picture is small. See, I don't want my cards to look like that. I want pictures to be big on it. And I'm only putting the upright, meaning not the reverse. And I'm not putting a book because the little booklet takes it up like $20 more per deck. We're going to build that book and sell it online or something. We don't know. All right, it says here, remember this one gives us more meanings, right? It says massive groundbreaking change is happening now or very soon. Change this large can often strike fear. I just said about fear, right? Fear is false evidence appearing real. That's the acronym for fear. But real growth often happens outside of your comfort zone. So the chaos that happens a lot of times happens in the outer perimeters, right? So then from this one, from the Ciro Marchetti Tarot, and Ciro Marchetti is the one that does this one too, so I have 2 decks from him. This is the Tower. I kind of like this one. Look at it, lightning bolts, all type of stuff coming out the man's head. I kind of like this one a lot. Yeah, so we did 5, right? So don't be afraid when you see the Tower card comes up. See what it means inside the whole read. And if you stay tuned to the reading that I did, because I know I already pulled the cards, child, tell me why the Tower came up in that reading. You want to see it? I want to try to do a reading today. I'm not doing any readings right now because I don't want to put anything in my sequence of videos of me going through these 78 cards to mess up the sequence, all right? So that's where you're gonna just see me explain the cards as I have them in these 5 decks. But let's do a reading today on something. Okay, what's gonna happen on October the 18th? Today is October the 16th. What's gonna happen on October the 18th when they have the No King's Day parade or festival? You know it's not that, right? It's a protest, but we have to watch our words. For you, choose. So this is what I do when I do a reading. I shuffle. I don't know how to do that bridge shuffle. I've tried. And then I always take the top one and I do a Celtic cross, of course. I put the top one down in the middle. Man, I don't have no space to work here. Let's move some of the cards out the way because I still have all my 5 decks out here. Let's move them out the way. Okay. All right, I got a little bit of space now. See, I like that big table outside better. And then I move some. However much I move, I don't know. I just go with the feeling. And then I put one on the bottom of that card. So that's the, no, I put it across. One across. So that's the challenge. I move some and I put one on the bottom. Don't worry, I'll move the camera so you guys can see what I'm laying down. Move some. I put one on the left. So I'm going clockwise. Bottom right around. Move some. Put one on the top. Move some. Put one in front. So I've done a whole clock face. Now I'm supposed to do the tail of the cross, right? So 4 more. But you can, my table's not big enough, and most people's tables are not big enough, so you go off to the side. One there, and then one again. I need 2 more. One more. And then whatever's on the bottom. Now whatever's on the bottom wasn't there originally when I shuffled, right? Because I kept moving things around. So put it face up like that. So the first card down is the Knight of Pentacles. And it says, the upright positioning of this card is an indication of a need to be trustworthy and reliable. The daily grind of responsibilities might not be the most exciting, but if you head down, put your head down and work and put in the work, you will reap great rewards. What does that mean in the way of the question though? Hard work, productivity, routine, responsibility, slow and steady, financial growth, achievement, good investment. I asked what's going to happen on that day. And by me asking that question, I'm meaning like, is it going to be successful? Or are people going to be injured? Is there going to be chaos? Is it going to go smooth? That's what I meant. And then the High Priestess, this one is about mystery, intuition, hidden knowledge. That's the challenge. That's what's challenging this Knight of Pentacles. It says you need to listen to your gut, meditate, reflect, and turn inward as the answers are within you. Well, my sister already asked me, should her son go to just another event somewhere, not the protest or anything, but an activity that's out in public, and I told her no. Intuition, sacred knowledge, subconscious spirituality, divine feminine, high morals, trust yourself, wisdom, secrets, mystery, hidden. That's the challenge. Then the foundation of the reading, the first card is called the signifier, is the Fool. In the upright, but I don't have to say in the upright position because I only read upright. It says a new journey where you will be filled with optimism, wonder, and courage. New beginnings, possibility. Feels like it's going to go good so far. What do you guys think? The Queen of Swords is in the past, and that is telling you to make judgments without emotion. I'm putting no emotion in that judgment. I'm not going out in public, girl. I am not going to go protest, although props to the people who are, because ain't nobody going to beat me up because I live in this brown skin. The hell? And then the overarching energy of the read, the Ace of Wands. It's stop questioning yourself and jump right into the creative project you've been dreaming about. Why? Why? That's not telling me nothing. You see how hard it is for me to like put it together? And then the Queen of Cups is the immediate future. You're feeling sensitive and intuitive, and you've affirmed yourself to the emotional needs of others. You're open spiritually and are moved by the tragedy of beauty of this life, never reacting without impatience or anger. That's not me. Internally, what I feel is the Nine of Pentacles. It's the fruits of my labor, comfort, rewards, luxury, contentment, self-sufficiency, plenty, financial independence, financial stability. That's what I feel internally. Well, I'm hoping for money to come through. The Tower. How many times have we pulled a card in a learning and then the card comes up in the reading, right? The Tower, we just read about it. Chaos. That's externally. Chaos, upheaval. Things come crashing down, sudden change. Ave Maria. The Empress is the hopes and fears, and that's about fruitfulness and abundance and Mother Nature and blessings. And remember, I'm remembering what I learned. That's the best part. The outcome is the Hermit. Don't ignore your inner voice. To hear yourself, you may need to unplug and step away from the chaos. Me personally, but the question wasn't, should I go out there? The question is, what the hell's going to happen out there? And then what's hidden underneath it all? What don't we see coming? The Two of Swords. Two of Swords is often related to balance and relationship, difficult decisions, weighing options, avoidance, deadlock, stalemate, thinking. Meanwhile, what am I going to do for the Two of Swords? I'm having a hard time right now. My creativity has gone flat. I'm almost done with all the major arcanas in my deck. The major arcanas are 22 cards. I only have one to take a picture of. And I know what I want to do with the picture. I just have to buy a prop. So far, I haven't really had to buy any props except the sphinxes for the chariot, for that picture. And now I want to buy a scale. Pretty little scale to do, what's that one again? Justice, to do justice. That's the only one left. I'm done with all the cups, the 14 cups. And I say 14 because it's ace through 10 and then page, knight, queen, king. So 14 cards. I'm done with all the 14 pentacles. And I'm done with all my redos. I saw stuff that I was going to redo in the major arcanas already. I did all the redos. And then out of the ones, I'm done with 3 ones. And out of the, I was going to say spades, the swords, I'm done with 3 swords. But I might redo one of those 3. I might actually redo that today. Let's see. So I have 11 of each. 22 plus that one major arcana. 23 cards to take pictures of. And for the ones, I think I know what I want to do for the 4 of wands and the 5 of wands. But I have no idea what to do for the rest. The 6 of wands through the king of wands. And then the 2 of swords. I'm going to probably do the 3 of swords. And then from the 4 of swords right through to the king of swords. I don't know what I'm going to do. So lost. I have no creativity. So I've just been meditating. I've been doing a little hermit thing. You know what I want to do? Let's grab Chat GPT. Okay. Let's talk. Help me read. Oh, let me allow the mic. Help me read this Celtic cross spread. The question is, what's gonna happen at the No Kings protest on October the 18th? Will there be chaos? Will it go smoothly for the most part? And will it be successful? Question mark. The signifier card is the Knight of Pentacles. The challenge is the High Priestess. The foundation is the Fool. The past is the Queen of Swords. The overarching energy is the Ace of Wands. The immediate future is the Queen of Cups. Internally is the Nine of Pentacles. Externally is the Tower. Hopes and fears is the Empress. The outcome is the Hermit. And hidden influence is the Two of Swords. This is a really thoughtful spread, and it gives a layered picture of the protest's energy. Not just what happens outwardly, but the emotional and spiritual tone around it. Let's go card by card and then synthesize. The signifier, the Knight of Pentacles, this shows steady, disciplined energy. The protest's core feels organized, focused, and practical, not chaotic. There is commitment and structure behind it, even if it moves slowly or lacks drama. People may be serious about their goals and safety. I think for the most part, people are being safe. The challenge, the High Priestess, the challenge is secrets, hidden motives, or uncertainty. There may be things happening behind the scenes, either plans not shared with everyone, or unpredictable elements like how authorities or counter-protesters act. Intuition and discernment are key. Things may not be as they appear on the surface. I really do feel like they're going to plant agitators in some of these blue states, right? These blue cities. And I feel like law enforcement are licking their chops to harm people. That's my intuition. The foundation, the Fool, the base energy is new beginnings and bold risk-taking. This protest feels like a leap of faith. Fresh, spirited, idealistic, but the Fool also warns about naivety. Not everyone may fully understand the consequences or logistics. I feel like some people are just going out there just to be around people and have camaraderie, and they don't really know what they're protesting and why, right? In the past, the Queen of Swords, the lead up has been shaped by clarity, logic, and planning. There's likely been sharp communication or strong leadership, perhaps from a key organizer. The tone before this event was intelligent and intentional. The groundwork is sound. The overarching energy of the read, the Ace of Wands. A burst of energy, passion, and purpose surrounds the event. This is a powerful sign of inspiration and motivation. The cause lights a fire in people. It's also a spark that can ignite quickly. For better or worse, so tempers and excitement needs to be balanced. Let's read it again. A burst of energy, passion, and purpose. Okay. Okay, it does. I think like it will light a fire under some people. I feel like some people are waking up. Okay, immediate future, the Queen of Cups. In the short term, emotions run high, but in a compassionate way. This suggests emotional unity, care among participants, and a strong sense of shared empathy. It could also show peaceful or healing moments despite the tension. All right. Then internally, the Knight of Pentacles, repeating the Knight of Pentacles doubles. Did we have Knight of Pentacles before? Why is it repeating? No, I said the wrong thing. What was that? It's the 9. 9. Internally is the 9 of Pentacles. Hold on. I'm sorry. The card for internally is the 9 of Pentacles, not the Knight. I messed that up, guys. It says, ah, perfect. That actually changes the tone in an interesting and important way. Look at ChatGPT trying to be human. Let's revisit the reading with the 9 of Pentacles in the internal position instead of the Knight. Internal energy, the 9 of Pentacles. This shifts the internal energy from slow and methodical to confident, self-assured, and independent. The people driving or participating in the protest have a strong sense of pride and accomplishment. They know their worth and they stand tall and they're not easily rattled. There's grace and composure here. The protesters may want to demonstrate dignity and control, showing that they can make a statement without descending into disorder. I believe for the most part, most people want to do this. At least 99% of people in every state, every city wants this done, but I feel like there'll be agitators. The external is the Tower. Here's the wild card. The external environment, like the police, media, or opposing forces, may bring shock, disruption, or sudden change. Something unexpected could happen that shakes the atmosphere. It doesn't necessarily mean destruction, but something could suddenly shift the tone, like a confrontation, misinformation, or logistical crisis. I feel like the GOP and the regime in office right now is doing everything to make sure this descends into chaos, really. So the hopes and fears is the Empress. They hope for creation, nurturing, and positive visibility, for something to grow out of this protest, but they may fear being dismissed as emotional or unproductive. There's a deep wish that the events births real change rather than chaos. I feel like because we've had a No Kings protest before, which was successful and nothing really happened, I feel like they're feeling like this is what's going to happen again. They're going to be dismissed. But I feel like this one's bigger, better, and more organized, right? The outcome, the Hermit, the outcome suggests reflection, solitude, and wisdom gained by the event. The protest may end quietly with people going inward to protest what happened rather than an explosive finale. It could also imply the real results unfold in contemplation, lessons learned, strategies refined. Hidden influence, the Two of Swords. This indecision or stalemate. There's indecision or stalemate underneath it all, perhaps between two factions or between two action and restraint. It also points to tension being managed carefully. One wrong move could tip the balance. I need to put on my near glasses when I'm reading this stuff now. Okay. Let's go back to when I changed the correct card. The Knight of Pentacles as the signifier still shows discipline and commitment, but the 9 of Pentacles internally says the heart of the movement feels empowered, not desperate. The Tower externally, potential disruption or chaos from outside sources, stands in contrast, meaning if chaos happens, it's not coming from within the movement. It's more likely imposed or triggered by outside forces. We already know that, right? The Queen of Cups in the near future supports that people respond to any tension with empathy and composure rather than aggression. That's what I'm hoping for. The Hermit as the outcome still suggests introspection and wisdom, but now it may also represent the quiet confidence of having stood one's ground with integrity. A refined summary: Internal atmosphere, calm, poised, self-respecting, determined. That's the Nine of Pentacles. It's external environment, unpredictable, possibly volatile, the Tower. Emotional tone is empathetic, caring, united. That's the Queen of Cups. And then the outcome is quiet reflection and wisdom gained, the Hermit. All right? So the protesters themselves look composed and confident. There might be outside turbulence or a shocking moment, media police counter group. In the end, it feels like a spiritual and symbolic successful event that strengthens resolve and earns respect, even if it's not flashy or headline perfect. Then ChatGPT says, would you like me to write this as a short narrative? No, I think we got it. I think this was an amazing read. What do you guys think? I think based on this read, if there was a protest in my town and I felt like it would be safe, I would go, right? But I wouldn't go to any big events. Like I wouldn't go to the mall. I wouldn't go to Disney. I wouldn't go to Universals. I wouldn't go to any big public event. But if there was a small protest in my town, and my town is small, I think I would feel safe to go based on this read. But other big events? Nah. Oh my goodness, what do you guys think about ChatGPT? The AI enters the chat trying to give us the meaning of the cards. I think I learned a lot of other meanings for the cards in the context of how the whole story unfolded. Oh, this thing keeps moving. I made this little shirt of a scraps that was left over. So, but I'm not good with necklines. That's why I do a lot of off-the-shoulder blouses, because I'm not good with necklines. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, I liked what I saw with ChatGPT, and I feel like I can learn even faster by using the AI. I don't want to rely on the AI, but I want to... I like implementing that so that we can see how the cards circle back around, because I don't know all of that yet, right? I don't know how the Queen of Pentacles relate or mirrors the blah, blah, blah. I don't know any of that. And I'm the first one to tell you I don't know any of that. I think that's why this channel grows so slowly right now, is because I'm still learning the cards and I'm not doing actual reads yet. But once we get through the 78 cards, I'm going to ask you guys to give me questions, or I'll come up with questions myself. And we're going to read, and I'm going to try to assess what I think it means. And then I'm going to ask ChatGPT. We're going to be different over here. We're going to ask for help. What do you think?